Hello, everybody. My name is HSR, and welcome back to another video here with the Behind That Suit reactions, where it's more of a traditional reaction, listening to the track, hearing what's going on. Today, as a request of Ismail Gidamsi, I hope I said that right, he asked for the Locksmith Freestyle on Shade 45 with Kay Skay, and so I grabbed that, and now we're gonna listen to that. For me, it'll be like the first time. I got the lyrics here. I'll stop, I'll comment, I'll give you what I feel, and it's a little bit tough. It's a new thing for me to learn how to just do these fresh reactions, so bear with me. Let me know what your feedback is. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter to converse and stuff, and you know what, enough talking. You know what we're here for. Let's check this shit.
Yeah, Kay Skay.
Yeah.
Locksmith, Lofty Goals.
I have no idea what beat this is.
Check it out. Look. Allow me to paraphrase the apparent phase I pedal toward, the space between chasing my dreams and what I'll settle for. Every new tier in my career is more clear. Focus on my core and keep these executives on the tether cord.
That's dope. That's a really good start. He's got like this powerful flow. It comes in, it's like rhythmic. It's a bit on the faster edge of shit, and I always like that because I don't know, fast rap's always a little fun, but it still has like this like almost traditional feel to it. But what I like about it is what he's saying here. You know, the phase that he's like aiming at is like in between just like his dreams and what he's willing to accept out of the situations that are arising of it, creating almost like a dichotomy of options. And I like that struggle, and that seems to be like a prevalent force in this underground world. I know we've talked about one of the Locksmith albums, Olive Branch. It was true. It was fucking good, so I'm excited to hear what comes next.
Said it for a reason, mind you. People speculate, but to myself is the only label I'm signed to. And I don't feel the need to proceed. I'm reserved hardly. Do all the work and receive proceeds from a third party? That's absurd, sorry. I just prefer to be heard bar me.
Oof. Here he is going in about like owning his own shit, and like with like that venom in his voice, like what the fuck's the point in a label? I'm gonna just do this shit on my own. I'm gonna be fucking real with it. And the idea of giving money to people on the outside or just extra people for like no reason is absurd to him. Fucking love it. That is a good word to use. Enjoyable.
The sign and disappear, commandeer a search party. Search far beyond the farce that you fraudulently falsified. The false guy you fabricating, the faith that you toss aside.
Gotta love alliteration. Gotta love the use of F. It's not an easy one, and that sounds fucking dope. And considering it's a freestyle and shit, that's fucking excellent. I really enjoyed that.
I assault your pride, calling a lie like what's untrue. They rapping with such uncouth. They've been in like Hut 1-2. No telling just what some do. We shun artists and praise social media starlets. No judging. I probably fuck one too.
That's pretty good. He's I like how they're like kind of criticizing, or he's criticizing maybe just like the people who are like lame artists that they're not interested in, but he happens to also have the same interest in very gorgeous ladies that might be getting all the attention as well, because you know he's a fucking human and shit. Maybe I misinterpreted that, but I fucking enjoyed it. This is cool. Like, he's got such an energy. His P's are so powerful, but like they mix it down so it's not like a painful thing, but like everything about him just comes off with this fresh fucking energy that's truly like something that makes you want to hear him. Like, if this is your first exposure to him, it must be fucking insane.
This is here, this is now, this is how we are viewed. We cop shoes before food.
What a ridiculous rhythm. I don't know, man. He keeps impressing me because it's almost like every few bars he's doing something new. He's doing something interesting.
Because our values are skewed. We spin bread to get breads. It's in bread. We've been bred. We've been fed and misled. We duck shots to misled. With this said, I'm trying to paint it clear as possible. Some people are roadblocks. I had to steer those obstacles. I would not let it swerve me like the clergy to the flock or the distorted plot. They try to smear this gospel through. My lyric and vocal expression has never been questioned. I know you cannot define. I try to confine what is inside. I try to pervert. But if
all right, so here we are having him saying some whatever, and then I was like about to like maybe pause and have a little commentary there, but then he just fucking doubles his fucking tempo and goes into the next level shit, making it a little bit more alive and interesting. I like this. I like the way he's keeping it dynamic.
It's this lame, I would disclaim with a disdain from a disdain, saying his name in a dismay.
Okay, let us just take a look at this, man. With the saying his name with a dismay, and I would display showing here just to make sure you can see it, showing dismay, but on this day, Oh, that is such good rhyming, man. That is barely changing the specific sounds, but entirely crafting a good sentence. That is a level of writing that, if it's off the top of the head, is fucking dope. This motherfucker reads books. I enjoy that shit. Oh, oh man, that was nice.
I would display showing dismay, but on this day, my total intention, total the totem you hold for suspension. I'm engrossed in my own convictions. I know that my
It just keeps changing what he's rhyming and these multiple like flows. He doesn't give a fuck about the conventional beats. This is nice. I'm sorry if this is like disruptive to you. I just assume mostly I've already watched this shit when you're clicking on here. But yeah, this is what my like thought process is like as I listen to songs for the first time.
foes is stricken with jealousy and contingency, stalking my timeline, but make sure they never mention me. Lyrically, there's no comparing now.
Ooh, stalking my timeline, but make sure that they never mention me. That's a great fucking idea. Because here you have, like, let's be real. Like, if you look at that, like, J. Cole song that talks about dudes who, like, stalk chicks over on Instagram and, like, looks at them, and but, like, is too afraid to, like, hit the heart or even hit up a message or whatever and just kind of lurking from afar. It's the same kind of thing. But in this kind of sense, it's like, so you're checking him, you're watching what he's doing and stuff. You maybe even have hate in your heart and you want to come at him or whatever, but you don't even have the balls to, like, say anything, even though you're lurking in the corner, you're creeping and shit. I like this. A lot of good little nuggets up in this shit.
How come you don't collab more, Lock? In 3 words, niggas is terrified. I terrorize any rapper in any issue. Fuck a tastemaker, cut off his tongue and tell him to wish you. Rappers use big words but don't be saying much.
Rappers use big words but don't be saying much. I appreciate that because there is a certain degree of lyrical filler, and it's annoying sometimes because sometimes it's like you can just tell that like the person is using this extra complicated word to fill in and create maybe a timing filler, or people who will like literally just read the dictionary, find words, and they just use them so awkwardly and out of context. Like there is an art to using complicated language and making it flow eloquently and shit. And I get what he's saying here. So like you don't become lyrical just because you can be multisyllabic. You become lyrical because you express ideas while being multisyllabic with your rhyme schemes and shit. Whoops, gotta hit the button here.
To overcompensate for the music they had to rush. Instead of creative ways to convey what they feel as such, they try to overcomplicate through their lyrics, and that's a crutch. Clutching your notepad, you're so mad that you pretend. So you spit the most far out shit that you can pen. But when
you know, like, I have a certain feeling about underground folk who take lots of shots and are venomous in their approach, perhaps. And I feel like he's hitting on the same kind of note here. Like, sometimes people just get fancy for the sake of being fancy and believe it's any different than what other people are doing and shit. Anyway, I don't want to come off with any kind of hate. I'm really interested in what Locksmith has to say here.
Try to sound smart without substance in your art, you're just as bad as the swagged out rappers that you condemn. Then a fan once wrote, "We sick of gimmicks, see."
Holy shit. I didn't even realize he was. I mean, you got to keep in mind, I've not heard this. So I have literally on multiple of the podcasts we do over on the Reviews channel called out underground artists for like being exactly what they criticize, maybe these little mainstream guys that they don't like the mumble rappers and stuff. And here, this dude's saying the exact same thing. Fucking love it. This is dope. It's really cool to just see other people that, in my opinion, have a good perspective of the game and what other people, at least in the underground tier, are doing.
You gotta be controversial and diss them for empathy. But if I only become worthy by giving you controversy, then in reality the only real gimmick is me. I don't need a sales pitch from some executive with a list trying to teach me how to tweet or consulting my statist. I've been at this thing for so long with practice, I can practically do a show anywhere on the Atlas.
Damn. He empirically breaks down by dropping some like business intelligence type bars to express how he is fully capable of doing anything that they can do on his own around the globe because of his tenure at this motherfucker. Damn.
If you at this nigga, better believe you at risk of being physically shunned. I become what I had this. I used to criticize others for lack of lyrical depth. Now I realize it's more than one way to earn your respect. They said I was slept on, I kept on. I painted the picture you sketched on. I feel like these rappers are so full of gas that they swallow the glass full of Teflon. Respect gone, so you hustle for lots of loot. I'd rather be known as unknown than be known as a prostitute.
Yo, respect on so you hustle for lots of loot. I'd rather be known as a known than known as a prostitute. I love lines like that because, yo, often when you choose the integrity route of life, principles, and not selling out, like, here's the reality. If you want to get a lot of views, put a lot of really half naked women, some body paint. And, I'm certain to get 5 million views on that video, regardless of quality of the song. I exaggerate. It's got to look real nice and be really planned out, but, like, it's a trick and it's a gimmick and all sorts of other bullshit. So to actually have good concepts and depth to your lyrics, the reasons to, like, go back to it, so often you'll find that, people they just don't necessarily want to put in the effort to maybe listen to the music enough times to fully grasp the meaning, to even bother to, like, go Google or to make any kind of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I like this. I like that this is seriously, like, got some depth and some passion, and you can really feel that he truly believes so much of this. Anyway, I'm really enjoying this track. Thank you, Ishmael, for recommending it.
Look, would you rather be a whore or a slave? Would you rather be ignored or betrayed? Would you rather be gathered amongst cadavers covered in lime and forced to redefine whatever Lord you praise? That's the promise that they give and expect you to choose between the less of two evils in hopes to confuse the mad sheep where they bathe in their own fecal, consuming the residue of revenue from the folks they abuse.
He's kind of just continuing on here, but let us just stop and take an appreciation to his use of the word fecal like that. It's pretty good. It's not something you hear very often. In case you were wondering, it means shit. But I do like that they kind of point out the toxicity of these people and how, like, I just finished reading a book on how the music industry got free and stuff, and how the introduction of 360 contracts really kind of went after a degree of what was traditionally, like, the artists would keep their long-term royalties and stuff, but with these 360 deals, you have to recoup what the album put into your, like, recording process in order to, like, before you can get any of your royalties. So say, like, the label gives you one of those, like, $3.5 million signing bonus budget things, and you go out there and your record makes back $2 million. Well, forever on that project, you owe this label now $1.5 million. And then imagine that, like, okay, so now they give you $1.5 million for your next project. You don't have as much money, etc. You go out there, do your shit, and you try to sell, you try to make that money back, and then, like, you kind of remain in debt. So you end up not seeing any of your royalties kind of ever, because you just got to pay back the label for all the money they invested in you. That's why labels are kind of scary and stuff. He's explaining this too in more poetry than me. Anyway.
Now let's define who folks is. Folks are me and you in the lower bracket where most live, that don't give a shit that morality's in fatigue. Only imagery created by corporations and showbiz. And whether you know this and focus, whoever the foe is, and foe this, you try to invoke which can never be noticed. So note this and put it in bold print. The minute you go in, they try to establish that you was a savage the moment you want to expose.
Damn. So he's kind of grouping us together. So us being, let's say, the not super famous, the not 1%, the not big elite, which I appreciate. And in his effort to group us all together, he's kind of pointing out that, like, we don't have time to care maybe about everything else, but people get kind of sensationalized by whatever's around them, etc. And the second you try to, like, maybe pop the bubble that has all of the regular people enraptured, they go ahead and expose you as crazy, do some shit like the Dave Chappelle situation or whatever. And yeah, it's interesting subject matter here. I really appreciate this, man. This is a great use of his platform to share knowledge and express himself.
This, if I follow a trend and try to pretend once, I essentially shoot myself for a fee. One thing that I've learned in the last 10 months, my only true competition is me. 1 minute they praise you, next minute.
Oh shit, did you hear what he said there? One thing that I learned in the last 10 months is my only competition is me. Something I've, like, on the just side of my life I've gotten interested in is speedrunning in video games. And you'll notice in Mario Kart, you often play against your ghost and your shadows. So in a sense, like, to get better, you would play against your best previous performance. And that's kind of like a cool way to look at it. So he's just playing against himself. Anyway, yeah.
They haze you. Either you underground or you a sellout joke. Cause there's never been a rapper with my lyrical talent that has proven he can equally balance between both. I revoke any label or category you dealing with. People need boxes and other people to fill them with. Pass me off as one or the other instead of building with. That's the ignorance that I turn around and kill them with. That I turn around and steal them with. Word on the street, my nigga, is that you been a bitch. You want a revolution? Let's see. What better place to start with Kay Skay and me?
Okay, that was wicked. That was an amazing thing for me to listen to. I'm blowing away. The outro's kind of nice, kind of hard, kind of calling out that he's got it real here. I love it. I'll give this a 5 on 5. This is fucking amazing. Great freestyle, great multiple rhythm patterns, great everything, and powerful message. I mean, so much to think about, as well as being impressed by. And this is the kind of hip hop I kind of get off on lately, where I like shit that's gonna make me think and feel almost like encouraged to maybe take the more righteous, difficult path in life. Even just try to like not give up. It's cool. I really dig that this kind of a perspective exists, etc. So that's amazing. Let me know, by the way. Oh yeah, thank you for watching this. I really appreciate that. Let me know in the comments what songs you want to see me cover, react to, etc. If you want to check out full album reviews at the end of this, you're gonna see pop up. You can check out one of those reviews. Over on Behind That Suit Reviews. This is the reactions channel. We're gonna be building out the website soon. Special thanks to our patrons, Ishmael Gadamsi, Super Old School 1994, and Lindell Williams. If you like what we do and you want to support this cause of just exploring good music, joining a conversation and a culture that's about finding the best and stuff, I don't know, just subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, check us out over there, over on Patreon if you want to join the request raffle and guarantee a review. This has not been my most smoothest outro. It's so shameless. I apologize. I'm just trying to make this grow. I just love music, I want to hear what you guys think about all of this. Anyway, peace. Bye.